What's Sitel?
So,
I love it.
Kidding.
Company providing outsourced IT support. Focused today mainly on outsourced help desk IT engineering projects. We're healthy right now. We have what, 30 individuals, staff members that are full-time, and we are still depending on the measures that are in place, but we do provide on-site support. So some of our clients want us to be on site, so we're following all the safety protocols. Our engineers are fully masked, etc. But we've been doing this for about 30 years. So we were first incorporated in 1990. We've been with the company for literally 23 years. And it's interesting what I'm hearing out there in the world. Lots, as you all know, you're in the new modern workplace. You're working from home, remote connectivity, getting access to data, and all of that. But I'll tell you, it is just interesting seeing what is out there today. But lots of folks doing great things. And if you ever find yourself in need of any IT support or even questions, use me as a resource. You know, we'll be friends forever, and maybe someday, hopefully, we can work together. That's all.
Awesome.
Okay, so this is a recipe my mom and my family have forever. Very easy, but there's a couple things, little tricks to the trade. But you guys have your recipe list. 1 onion, just cut it and dice it. Not a problem. Usually makes about 2 cups. And that's usually, I usually just cut up an onion and use it, but it usually comes out to about 2 cups of chopped onion. I like to use the petite tomato sauce. I like to use the ones that are not Italian. They don't have oregano or basil. It's just plain. No salt or anything, because I like to add that later. So you can either use 2 of these, or for today, I'm going to use 1 large one. That's all I'm going to do. Pretty basic. Fresh oregano, or excuse me, cilantro. I just fresh cut up cilantro. And then jalapenos. A couple tricks about this. So when you boil the jalapenos, you will see the difference. See the color difference? Right there. And so that's the color you'll get after you boil it for a while. And it's pretty soft, ready to go. But one of the tricks to do is destem them. So take the stem off. You don't want to cut it off, because if you cut it off, it'll create a hole. And then it's just going to fill up with water. It just boils. So you just kind of work your way around it, just like that. And you want to pop off the stem. And that's what you want. Now, when we blend this in the blender, everything will just be fine. You won't have any kind of a harsh kind of a stem on it. So once you have all that set up, everything's good to go. We're going to go to the blender. That's right there. Nope. There. Sorry for that. So, caveat. I'm missing a seal on my blender. So I hope I don't make a mess. So we'll see how it goes. All right, can you all see? Can you see the blender?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so all I have is 4 jalapenos. Can you see those? They've been boiled for about 30 minutes, and all I'm gonna do is throw them in. I'm gonna puree them. Let it mix for a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So then I'm going to grab 1. You guys see okay? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got you.
All right. So I'm going to grab 1 cup of onion. Pretty basic. Toss her in. I'm going to grab half of the can, because I'm going to use the whole can. But for now, I just want to use half. Dump it in. Grab a little bit of cilantro. Doesn't matter how much you want. That's fine. And then another trick, little tip here, I don't want to blend it. I just want to mix it. That's all I want to do. So you hit mix, just real quick. That's it, done. No more. So then we're going to.
Hold on, Martin. I just want to check in with the folks who are actually cooking. Lisa Miter, how's it going?
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I probably should do that. Hi, Lisa.
Hello, it's going awesome.
Any questions?
Yeah, wait. So the jalapenos are in there, and then the onions, and then the tomatoes, and then the cilantro. All the cilantro?
Yeah, we'll put the jalapenos in and make sure they're pureed nice and pure. Then add a cup of onion. Then add 1 can or half of a large can of the tomatoes.
Okay.
And then just grab some cilantro, however you want. I usually use a total batch of, I don't know, maybe a cup, 3/4 of a cup, and I just kind of grab. And then once you do that, just kind of mix it, a couple of hits. That's the thing. You don't want to blend it to make it red and bloody. You want to just mix it.
Okay.
We're gonna do it twice. So that's the thing. You want to do half at a time. It's easier to do half at a time than it is to do the full amount.
Can I ask a quick question, Martin?
Yeah.
Do you keep the seeds in the jalapenos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you pull the stem off the jalapeno,
Yeah.
you're going to boil this till it's soft, and you're going to puree this entire thing.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Does
All right.
boiling it make it a little more less strong?
Oh, good question. Sorry. Yes. So I think I put it on the recipe, but if you use 2 of these, that would be considered maybe like mild or light. If you use 3, a little bit hotter. 4, I usually compare it to like a Thai food 4. But it also depends on the season when you get the jalapenos. Sometimes during the season, sometimes they're hotter, sometimes they're not. I'm going to do 4 today, but it could be super hot. Oh, well. But you can just, so depending on the season, and you can kind of time it depending on what your garden or wherever, kind of go from there. But try with 2 or 3, but if you like spicy, I would do 4, but that'll be hot. All right. So,
I have 2 questions about your onions.
yes.
Do you ever use red onion, and do you soak your onion in any way?
I don't use red onions for this. I do use red onion in my my shrimp ceviche. I'll use red onion.
Right.
For this one, I always use white onion, and I've never soaked it. I don't know if that's something you do.
Yeah, sometimes it takes the bite out of it, but
Oh,
I
gotcha.
don't know.
Yeah.
I would do it the authentic way,
Yeah.
I guess. I would do it your way.
So, any other questions? Or you?
I have a question. Do you have any tips on the cilantro? Like, do you make sure that there are no stems in when you blend, and how best to separate the leaves from the stems?
Good question. If you buy the big old bag of cilantro at Costco and you get all those stems, I'm not a stem guy, so I would use that and probably cut off mostly the leaves. I don't like stems, so when I buy it, I find when I buy it at Fred Meyer, they're just really thick, and you can just chop off the top part, and then I throw the rest away. So
Okay, thanks.
yeah, but that's a good question because I don't like the stems. You'll see sometimes they're real long, and it just doesn't do anything to the salsa.
Gloria, did you have a question?
Oh, no, I was going to ask about, oh, wait. Yeah. Now we're going to add the rest of the tomatoes. Is that where we are now?
Exactly. So, so now we're going to go back here. You got that? Okay. So I'm going to add another cup of onion. So total of it's 1 full onion is all you got to worry about. But usually it comes out to, like right there, I have a little bit left. So I'm just going to put it all. I'm going to use the rest of the 1 large can of diced tomatoes. And then I'm going to throw a batch, I don't know, I think last time I did about that size, so throw that in. Now, a couple of tricks. At this point, because remember, I don't want to blend it too much. I just want to mix it. So this now we're going to put garlic salt. Probably half a tablespoon to 3/4 of a tablespoon. You'll see it's going to kind of there.
Is it dramatically different if you use fresh garlic?
You can use fresh garlic. I usually just use garlic salt.
Yeah.
It's easier. Just 1 step. Little trick. So when you make the salsa and we blend it right now, you ever seen how salsa sometimes kind of pinkish? So I use tomato sauce, and I like to use a little spicy Mexican tomato sauce, and I'm going to put a little bit of red tomato sauce in it. It's mainly for color, but it does add a little bit to it.
Martin, what kind of tomato sauce is that? Is that like a special Mexican kind?
Yeah, it's called El Pato. You can certainly use just the normal small 8-ounce red tomato sauce. Not a big deal. I just kind of like these because they have a little bit of a spice. They make one that's yellow and they make one that's green. I think the green one has a little bit of a green chili taste to it. So all depends on what you want. And not much. I'm not going to use all this. I'm only going to use probably maybe a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. So I'm just going to kind of grab it, put a little bit in. There we go. That's it. Now I'm just going to mix. You're all done. So then,
All right, I have another question.
yeah.
Hypothetically, if I threw my whole can of that Mexican tomato sauce in there, would that create a problem?
So which one?
This one?
Oh, the whole
Oh,
tomato sauce?
Yep.
You can try.
Yeah. You could probably stand a fork in it.
So, and that is what it'll look like.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So,
Very nice.
I'm telling you, it comes out, if you do that, it's the same every single time. I'll taste it to see how hot the four was.
Que rico. So Lisa, is yours extra thick now?
is it super red?
Let's see, Lisa. Let's see.
See how hot this is.
It looks good.
It looks good.
I'd eat it.
It's not that hot. That's all I have.
You used how many jalapenos,
It's
Martin?
very tasty.
How did it turn out?
Delicious.
Okay,
Looks
one
yummy.
second.
Try it. Yeah, let's do a taste test.
Let's also have, hold on. Let's have everyone who's actually doing the cook along show their creations on the screen, and I'm going to take a little picture for the blog.
I'm still cooking.
You don't want to tip that bowl?
You bring it really
You got to show the inside, Gloria.
Yes.
Show the
No, but I
inside,
don't know how to,
Gloria.
oh, I know. Let me see. Oh, I know. Let's see. I could do it this way.
Move your laptop, Gloria. Maybe we can see it better if you like.
Or put it
Like,
on a
move
chip.
up.
Put it on a
Do
chip.
what?
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, on a chip.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
let's
go.
see.
You're almost
Okay,
there. You were almost there.
So close, Gloria.
No, okay. It's better just on a chip.
Okay, fair.
Mm.
All right, 1 second.
Now can you see it?
Looks good.
There we
It's
go.
yummy.
Okay.
Look, Martin's even got little decorations.
Garnish, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a tortilla press?
And
Mm.
Lisa, yours doesn't look bad at all. It's just kind of extra saucy.
That's what we're going for, not
Yeah,
bad.
it doesn't look bad.
Not terrible, Lisa. Not terrible.
A lot.
It's got a kick to it. So I'm probably gonna add a little bit of lime to mine.
Ooh.
Ooh, I was just going to ask
Mm.
about that because I usually put squeeze fresh lime in mine too. Is that something you do, Martin?
Sure, yeah, that sounds fun.
You don't typically do that?
I'm sorry?
You don't typically use lime in your recipe?
I usually just do this so fast and quick and then just call it good.
You probably get good acidity from the tomatoes.
Yeah, that's a great idea though. Yeah.
Hey, Martin, do you think we could do another class on the ceviche that you mentioned earlier?
Love to. I make really good ceviche.
See, that sounds super exciting.
I would, yeah, there's, God, yeah, that's good. I do mine only with shrimp. I do fish for squid, so I get a lot of calamari. I've tried it with squid and it's all right. But fresh shrimp, like Hood Canal shrimp, oh my gosh.
Okay, I like where that's going.
Hey Martin, for the Law Firm Leaders auction or raffle item, do you still want to do the shrimping expedition?
Sure, love to.
Okay, I'm putting you down for that.
Yeah, you bet. And I make fresh shrimp ceviche out there in the boat.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. We take a limit. You know, the state tells us how much we can catch, so I usually put a
Awesome.
in the boat. So
I just feel like the price is going up as we're
Yeah,
talking.
I agree.
yeah, it's really easy because once you preset, we pre-cut everything. Like that's when I use red onion, and then I use a different pepper. I use a serrano pepper, not a pepper. And then
Martin, I've also heard that you bring booze on the boat for your guests.
I do. Yeah.
Wow.
Where do I
you-
sign
where
up?
do you go? Where do you go shrimping?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're everywhere, but we always go and I will take whomever wins on the opening day, which is in May. It's usually the first week of May, but this year it was July or June.
If we don't have any more questions for Martin, we can probably move on to Kirsten. And as I understand it, you're going to be actually incorporating some of the salsa that Martin made.
I
into your
am. I
dish.
usually, so I played off of Martin's recipe. I usually use like 2 to 3 tablespoons of salsa. So when Martin said he was going to make his salsa, I was like, I have to make the guac and incorporate it.
Awesome. Well, do you want to just go ahead and intro yourself and your company, what you guys do, and then lead us into your dish?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Kirsten Page. I'm with Complete Office based in Tukwila. We do everything for businesses such as print and promo, furniture, PPE equipment, office supplies. So we're kind of the whole deal to get you started back from COVID. I've been with the company for about 2 years now. We have been up and running for about 17 years. We were acquired by Office Depot about 2.5 years ago, so it's been pretty fun. So, yeah, let's get started on the corn guac. Did you guys boil your corn yet?
Yep.
Did. So here's what I do. I just thought of this before this, so please forgive me. I cut it in half and I put cumin and chili powder on it. So if you have cumin and chili powder, sprinkle it on. If not, no big deal. We'll roast it. We're gonna you can use a tablespoon of olive oil to roast it in a pan to get it nice and brown, or you can dry roast it, whatever you want. So I'm just gonna set it in my pan for about 5 or 6 minutes and turning it to get it nice and toasty. And in my bowl, I have the zest of 1 lime and the juice of 2 limes. And then,
Quick question. Do you always roast it when it's still on the cob, or do you sometimes roast it when it's loose or off the cob? Can you do it either way?
you can definitely do both. There's no wrong way to roast it.
Okay.
I just had corn on the cob in my fridge, so I'm using corn on the cob. You can use frozen, put some water in it, put it in the microwave for a minute, drain it, and then roast it. Whatever's
Okay.
easiest for you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no
Do you
problem.
have a preferred chili powder, like regular chili powder, ancho chili powder, chipotle?
Regular chili powder, chipotle is great, but I just had regular chili powder and cumin and some salt.
Yum.
And then I have 2 avocados. So keep the pits, because if you want to save your guac, you can throw the pits in so it doesn't turn brown. And how do you guys cut an avocado? How do you dice it up? I usually take it lengthwise, and then I cut slits in it long ways, and then crisscross, and I spoon it out.
Yep, that's how I do it.
Yeah, it's super easy.
I'm having flashbacks to an avocado-induced hand injury.
Oh no.
And it was, of course, 5 minutes before urgent care closed, so
What did you do?
I cut my finger trying to get the pit out. And, like, my knife hopped off of the pit and into my
Ew.
finger. Yeah,
That sounds
I almost passed out. I had to have some whiskey to get myself through the night.
Yeah, I would need
Stitches
some
the
whiskey
next
too.
morning.
Yeah, that's what doctors normally recommend there, so you're okay.
Yeah.
And then I just scoop the avocado out with the lime zest and the lime juice.
Ooh, look at Lisa with her knife skills.
Move.
Nice work, Lise.
She's such a show off.
I didn't know if you put the pit back in, that keeps it fresh. What a great, wow.
Oh, you didn't.
Sometimes you can add just a little sprinkle of vinegar too, and that will keep it nice and fresh. If it's gonna stay overnight in the fridge.
Would lime juice, additional lime juice or lemon juice do the same with the acidity?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then here's the part, I mash it up in the bowl. And then this is where you want to add salt and pepper to taste. So I have my favorite salt, it's called Celtic sea salt. It has all the minerals.
Can you get that salt at Safeway or Fred Meyer?
You can, yeah. So mash it up. I like mine a little chunky. Let's see how my corn's doing. And then you add in 1 cup of cilantro, a half a cup of onion. I kind of just eyeball it.
Good.
And then I add about, this is such great salsa, Martin. I'm gonna add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of salsa. Oh, and so sorry, don't forget the garlic. You can either grate a garlic, 1 garlic clove, or you can mince it, or you can mash it with your fork. Okay, let's see how the corn's doing. The corn is totally roasted. This is where I add about half a minced serrano chili. If you like more spice, add about 3/4.
Do you split it and take the seeds out?
I do not. I love spice. Yeah, I love spice. So if you don't like a lot of spice, take the seeds and the membrane out. And we got our corn. I'm just gonna cut it off the cob.
You should get PSALA aprons.
You should. So I'm gonna add about half the ear of corn and mix it. And then I'm gonna add the other half and sprinkle on top. And that's it.
So professional, both of you. This is better than the Food Network.
Can we see what the consistency looks like?
Absolutely. Let me just sprinkle this last piece of corn on. And there it is.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Looks fabulous.
And I love taco chips, but I started keto about 3 weeks ago. So I'm actually eating it with Mission chicharrones. So we'll see how that pans out. And that's it.
Yay.
How's it looking, Gloria and Lisa? And is there one other person cooking? I think there's another person cooking too.
Oh, I am Denise.
Yes, Denise, how's it going?
Oh, I'm still cutting onions. I've got half of it done.
Okay.
That's okay.
I am still mixing my avocado.
Oh, look at that, Gloria.
Gloria, that was fabulous.
Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Yeah.
John and I will be over shortly.
Hey, you guys are kind of in the same neck
I'm
of the
gonna
woods.
taste
Do you two live far from each other?